on your FM dial. This is KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. This is the official radio station of the Winnebago Tribe of Nebraska. Tonight, we are here live in Winnebago, Nebraska at the Land of Wellness. The Big Voice Radio, the sports show, is going live tonight for some games. The Winnebago Broncos, the 12 and under boys team, qualified for the end of year tournament, and they are hosting tonight against Homer. The game starts at 6:30, and we got the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. We got a full agenda for that, and then we have some going to be followed up with some pregame by Coach Huge and some of the fellas. They'll be taking over as soon as the sports show is over. But today, we are now going to be starting the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. I am your host, Coach Q. This is my big brother Buff over here as the co-host.
What's good, everybody?
And then today we are going to be talking to a couple individuals. One, you talked to him a couple weeks ago, and is Jared Doxey. Jared Doxey is just came back from the Disney Duels down in Orlando, Florida, and he's got some good news to tell us. And then a little bit later in the program, we're going to be joined by Winnebago's very own Pilar Aldrich. We're going to do a little highlight on her being an educated athlete and coming back and serving her people here. So that's what our agenda is going to look like today. And we're going to start off today by speaking with Jared about his trip down to Orlando. So, Mr. Doxey, so a couple weeks ago, you gave us a good kind of like introduction to what you were going to be, like your expectations and whatnot down in Orlando for these Disney Duels. One thing that me and Buff was talking about, we wanted to try to, sit you down and hear your good news, okay? Hear the results of the tournament, and then also we kind of want to get the story of your experience down there, going through what you did and in such a fine fashion. So if you could, Jared, kind of, say hello to the people, and then after that, kind of give us a little rundown of maybe the beginning of this tournament down there.
What's up?
Here we go again.
Yeah.
But I liked it down in Orlando. First day we got there pretty late, nighttime. It was storming. We got lost in the airport.
Oh, there you go.
4 layers.
Yeah.
And then our driver kept going to the lower level and come back up, and then we'd go down. Yeah, we was down the airport for like an hour, and then finally got it situated. Went to the hotel. We kind of went to bed. Everybody was tired, jet lag, all that. And then second day we woke up early, like 7:30. Had a meet in the lobby. And then we went to the ocean. And then when we got there, the coaches made us stay in the water for like a certain amount of time so we can cut weight if anybody's over.
Cut weight?
Yeah.
By going into the ocean?
Yeah, like the salt like dehydrated you or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even know about it until they told me.
So was it good that they told you?
Yeah, because I was like 7 pounds over, I think.
7 pounds over?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then had our fun in the ocean. Then we got out, kind of walked around the pier. Went to this Ron John surfboard shop out in Florida. That was pretty cool. Spent like $100 there.
Okay. So what beach you guys go to that first day?
We went to Cocoa Beach.
Cocoa Beach.
Yeah, it's an hour or
right.
something drive away from our hotel.
All right.
Yeah.
So then after you guys got out of the ocean, you guys did a little bit of your rehydrating afterward. A lot of water.
Yeah.
A lot of water.
A lot of water. A gallon a day.
A gallon a day. Wow. Okay. So yeah. So let's get into the wrestling meet. When did you was the first day of wrestling, and how'd that go?
Our first day wrestling was on that coming Thursday.
Okay.
We started wrestling. We had the afternoon session. There was a 6 a.m. session and then the afternoon session. We had the afternoon and then we kind of alternated afterwards. The first day...
Jared, let me stop you real quick. But from when we visited last time, I understood that you was an alternate. Was that still the same thing?
Yeah,
so how did you find out that you got the okay to wrestle? I mean, did you already know that you were going to wrestle when you were going down there, or did you?
Or when you got
find
down
out
there?
when you got down there?
So as an alternate, you're kind of like a solo man, I guess. Like there's they'll open some mats for like the alternatives and the exhibition matches, and like anybody can go over there and like be like, oh, okay, you want to wrestle, or like your coach can go out, talk to coaches, and set up some matches for you.
yeah.
And all
That's how
stuff.
that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And first day wrestling, I got there, seeing everybody, kind of got nervous, kind of got shy, a lot of culture shock.
Oh yeah.
And And then I was walking around with my coach. His name's Coach Stussy. He's a really good coach. I like having time with him out there. And he got there and he picked out this senior. He was I think he said Idaho. And he's a big dude. And he was 6'4", 195, 200, something like that.
Yeah.
And then got on the mat, kind of had my first match jitters. It was kind of like, I don't know, didn't really want to take no shots, and then I thought about it. I was like, man,
Why not?
yeah, why not?
Let's go.
It's off season.
Yeah.
Yeah, they never heard of Winnebago. Like all the kids that I was with on the team, they'd ask me where I was from, and I'd be like, Winnebago, and they're like, where the hell's that? Like,
Yeah.
so on the way down, they're kind of asking me like, oh yeah, I don't know, I never met someone from Winnebago, this and that, and then like I've drove through it a couple times, but I never knew they had wrestlers. I was like, yeah, and that's what kind of thought of like during my matches, like they don't know about Winnebago, so why not show them?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the first match, we're kind of jittery, kind of like nervous. Got it done though. Pinned the kid in the first period.
Oh, nice,
43
nice.
seconds. Yeah.
So you got the first win.
Pin or
Yeah,
you
pin.
beat nice.
So you got the first win on a pin.
Yep.
And then how many more times you wrestled that day?
I wrestled 2 more times that day.
2 more.
Yep.
Okay, now how those 2 go?
So next match was against I don't even know who it was against, but it was against a big dude. He's a big dude. Like we can wrestle up or down if we want to. And this guy was 225, and he asked me to wrestle. He said that he just needed someone to wrestle. He was bored. Or
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm down.
bored?
Yeah. And then he was a big dude. He had like, how would you say, like 2 of my biceps. He looked like a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
was kind of nervous after that because my coach was like, oh yeah, I got you this guy. He should be easy. And I was like, you sure? And he's like, yeah. And I didn't see him around the mat for a while. Then there's this deck you checking at, and I was like, am I up soon? He'd be like, yeah, you're on deck. And then pretty soon I seen some big dude walking across the
And
mat.
that was
I was
him.
like, god damn. And then pretty soon my coach was like, that's him. I was like, man, you're setting me up. And he started laughing.
So you got out there and you showed him what was up.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
out there. He's a big dude. I'm usually heavy on the head. Like I like to
Yeah.
snap and stuff. And he's bigger, so I couldn't do that. So what I did is I just used his strength against him because what he would do, he would go for like a right club for my head.
Yeah.
So when he'd go for that club, I'd shoot because he was bigger, so he's slower.
Yeah.
And I'd get him down and I'd let him back up and then get him down and let him back up because I didn't want to get stuck on bottom.
Kind of corner, but the
Yeah.
bigger they are, the harder they fall, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it is. Well, that's good, though. And then I understand that on that first day, you went 3-0.
Yep.
Okay.
3-0.
Yeah, we can try to push this a little bit kind of quicker because we got a Pilar coming on in a little bit. So move on to the second day of wrestling. You went 3-0. I mean, I'm sure that your coaches and teammates, everybody was, fired up for you. But I'm sure that some of your teammates did pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
But going into the second day of wrestling, go ahead and kind of give us a little insight of that second day of wrestling.
Second day of wrestling, I kind of got my self-esteem back, like my
Yeah.
confidence and all that. Yeah, and the first match, I think I beat the kid by a pin. And after that, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm getting used to this, getting loose. I had to stretch a lot that day.
Yeah.
And then going into my second match, I learned about the All-American and how you could place and how you can become like a national champion and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that kind of like, okay, now I got something to go for.
So is that one of the things the coaches told you, or one of your teammates?
Yeah,
or?
my coaches told me about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then, after he told you that, did you make that goal?
Yeah.
Was that something like personally, like, hey,
Yeah.
I didn't know about this, but now that I do, man, tell us about how you ended up getting to where you got.
So that got my self-esteem up. It had me like, I don't know, had something to achieve instead of just being, okay, it's off season, whatever. If I lose, I lose.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then, I don't know, I just wanted to make a name for myself because nobody really knows about me. And yeah.
Good.
And then going in that third match, they said that this is the match that gets me the All-American title.
Ooh.
So at that match, it was a big dude from Arkansas. He was huge, and then I was wrestling him. I was kind of nervous, and I beat him. I was like, oh my god, like I did it. Like
Yeah.
I got it. I got the title.
Yeah.
And then coming into the third day, I didn't find really that much matches, and then it was hard to find some. And then that last day, I wrestled one, and then they closed off all the exhibitions for the championships and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. And then my coach was like, you can go get your medals now. And I was like, for real? He's like, yeah. I was like, I don't even know what I get. And then I go up, I get my medal, take some pictures, kind of trying to celebrate with my teammates that I had on my team.
Yeah.
And then pretty soon they're telling me about this ring you can get. It's like a little diamond ring. It's like undefeated.
Okay.
That ring. And I didn't know about it. And then they said it was you had to get 9 matches. I had 8. So I had one more match and I beat the kid. I got the ring.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I
So
just got
you
the
did
medal.
8, and then you were stuck there.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
already
they-
got my medal.
They closed it. They closed it after 8.
Yeah.
Oh man, well, hey, that would have been really exciting, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that your coach Tramner, I bet he was ecstatic. And I don't think Adam James was down there, but even Adam James follows you guys and all your guys' sports. I'm sure he was ecstatic too, you know.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
That's good. Yeah.
I'm really happy for you. So tell the listeners what your title is now that you came back and you did your business down here. You are what?
I'm a gold All-American. It's like winning a certain amount of matches on a national level.
Okay.
You get that title.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. You heard it here first on the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. We got a new All-American right here from Winnebago, Nebraska here in Jared Doxey. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up this part of the interview and just ask you, so besides wrestling, what'd you guys get to do down here? You guys went to Universal? You guys go to Disney?
Yeah, we went to Universal. We didn't get to go to Disney. We had a Universal pass though. It was
Okay.
like a VIP one.
Oh, VIP?
Yeah.
The lightning lanes and all that?
Yeah.
Oh man, all right. So did you guys enjoy yourself? Did you guys ride everything?
Yeah, we went through everything like on the first day.
Yeah. All right,
hype.
man.
That's
And
good
so
stuff.
overall, how was your trip to Florida though? Go ahead and
Experience.
let us know how your trip was from the beginning.
It was
Or
fun.
not the beginning, but just like overall, like how was
Yeah.
it?
It was fun.
The
I met a
ocean
lot
and all
of met a lot of good people. It was cool. Yeah. I don't know.
Good
Felt good to
experience.
get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I hope you get to qualify again next year and you go out and get your 9 matches next year, you know.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yep.
You got to try to get out there and start advocating for your own matches and stuff and try to get those 9 in, you know.
Well, see, then you know now. So now when the regular season starts, then the next goal got to be that state championship in your weight
Oh
division.
man.
You know,
Yeah, that definitely got to push you, you know.
definitely
Hit those weights a lot harder.
Mhm.
You know, just think that, you know, out there in the wrestling world, there's somebody out there that's working harder than you.
Yeah.
You know, and so if you think about that, that should make you work harder even for that goal. You know.
especially with your weightlifting too. You know, work out with your dad. How you had that reaction to that big dude come walking across the mat, and you're like, oh damn. Somebody can be thinking that about you, and they go when you come walking. You got this kid, you got this other kid, then you come out all beat up and cut like that, you know. So they can be thinking that about you. So just keep your head. You got your head screwed on right, and you kind of know what you know what you're doing. Your coach has been hooking you up too. So you know, just kind of like I said, follow your old man's footsteps there and try to hulk up.
Yeah, and one thing that I want to say is I know that your mom's really proud of you. You know, you could just see it in her face. And like the other day, you guys stopped down, or I saw you guys at the casino, and then saw you guys somewhere else. And when she stands by you, she stands real proud. You know, and I know she's really proud of you. And then your dad, you know, with his work and military and stuff, you know, he had to head out and he couldn't be around for this. But I know that he was following you, you know, and I know he's been messaging you and stuff like that. So, you know, I know you're making your parents really proud.
Yeah.
And one thing I always tell my kids and nieces and nephews and stuff like that is never stop making your parents proud of you.
Yeah.
Keep on doing it all the time. Just keep on making them proud of you, okay? Well, hey, Jared, thanks for coming in and sharing with us your little stories about down here, your experiences for down at the Disney Duels, and I hope to see you again next year down at Disney Duels. And we're looking for a state championship this coming
right,
season, too.
Yeah,
All right.
that's right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to 100.9 on your FM dial. This is KWTN, the Big Voice Radio. This is the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, Coach Q, along here with my co-host, my big brother Buff. We are doing a couple of interviews today live at the Land of Wellness here in Winnebago. Currently, there's a game going on field number 2. It looks like the 8 and under girls team are underway over there, and it looks like a pretty good game. It's just a couple clouds in the sky, and it's a bright day, a good day for baseball. And so at 6:30 tonight, we're going to be Winnebago's going to be hosting Homer in their Broncos 12 and under boys baseball tournament, the end of the season tournament that Winnebago's hosting. So, you know, good luck to the Winnebago Indians on their tournament game tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by Winnebago's very own Pilar Aldrich. Pilar, can you say hi to the guests or to
Hello,
the
everyone.
viewers? Okay, so I was just gonna. I told you a little bit earlier, Pilar, and I was telling the producers here that I thought it'd be a good idea to highlight some individuals from our community that we always on this sports, so we always talk about sports, all the sports that we can, a lot of things that happen here in Winnebago, and then we also try to highlight the educational portion of those sports because we do tend to talk about the youth a lot, and then and Coach Huge when he's on here and along with Buff we talk about these kids' interest in the sports that keep them out of trouble in high school, and then all of a sudden they get good at this sport, and then they can become athletes out of this the school we have here in Winnebago. And we all been there, and then ultimately the goal that we try to teach these guys is to continue on with their education. And hey, if you can play that sport that you love, you might as well do that too while you're getting your education, you know.
Right.
And so I thought about a number of individuals in our community that not only was a premier athlete in high school here in Winnebago, but also went on to play collegiate sports at the collegiate level, but not just go out to play ball or play the sport, actually go out there and use that avenue to get your education. And there's a number of you guys here in the community that I can think about right now. But your name popped up first. I was thinking about some. So I remember way back in the day.
Back in the day.
It was
for real.
back in 2009 when your guys' class graduated from high school. That's a long time ago, huh?
It is.
But I remember there was a day before graduation. You guys stopped into my office. You guys, as a class president, you came and asked me to be your guys' keynote speaker at your graduation.
Yep, I remember that.
Which I still remember to this day. I remember almost every word of the speech that I gave that day. But one thing that the introduction that you gave me was pretty epic, and I don't even know if you even knew, but it was one of the coolest introductions that I ever got. And one of the things that you said in there that got me was that I was an old school philosopher. And I remember you saying that one time, and then I thought about, like, why did she say that? Okay, why did she say that? So today, live, I'm asking you, why did you say that?
She's
back
probably
in the day?
referring to Terry Medina, but
Why did I say that?
Yeah, I mean during your when you asked me to during your speech.
My dad, Scotty Cool.
Yeah.
He always is in my ear. So I said, hey, how do I approach Quince?
Yeah.
Approach him like this, old school philosopher.
Ah,
So that's where
yeah.
it came from.
Okay, because I had your dad stamped all over it.
Yep.
it was
You
good
already
too,
know.
and I actually did really appreciate. I was grateful, like to the deepest of my heart, for doing that for you guys that year, and it was epic that time, and I really enjoyed you guys' graduation. But it's not about me. It's about you. Nah.
Here we go.
No, but that's kind of what I'm getting at. So from graduation time, I know that when you were in high school, that we all have plans. We all have different plans in our head, and and let me know, like let the viewers know, like what were your plans in high school? For after high school, work, college, whatever. What were your plans?
Yeah.
What'd you have? What was your idea?
Well, I'm honored for you guys to bring me on today. First person, so that's cool.
Yeah.
I guess in high school, I had a plan of going to a 4-year university and playing basketball.
Yeah.
That was my plan. I wanted to play basketball 4 years, graduate, come back, help the community. I didn't know in what capacity at that time,
Yeah.
but I didn't have the traditional 4-year college journey. I had a few bumps in the road and just life happened. So
Yeah.
after high school, I got a scholarship offer from Briar Cliff, which is 20 minutes down the road. You don't think it's not too far from home.
Yeah.
So I get there. It's culture shock. It's 20 minutes away. You wouldn't think that, but it's a culture shock. It's different.
Oh yeah.
Not a lot of minorities there. Didn't really work out for me, so I redshirted. And then I had another offer, in the back of my pocket,
There you go.
down in Salina, Kansas, junior college, Brown Mackey.
Mackie.
Yep, and that's where I met Coach JJ. He was an assistant coach. He's now at Neosho College in Kansas. So he kind of took me under his wing. He's like, I'm native. I'm like, you ain't native. You don't look native. But he showed me his card. He was a for real Cherokee Nation member. I was like, oh, okay. All
Cherokee
right.
princess.
Did
Yeah.
he say the same thing to you? Hey, I need to see your card too.
Yeah. Yeah, so he took me under his wing, and you know, he's like a father figure to me down there.
That's
He
good.
was, man, down there I was just, there's more minorities, more my speed, and yeah, we had 2 of the most winningest seasons down there.
Awesome.
Nice.
After that, let's see, I came home. I worked for Whirling Thunder, you know, as a seasonal position. And then I had an offer out of D2 college out in West Virginia. So we was about to head out, me and my fiance Tyler, and then yeah, I was pregnant, you know, with my daughter Peyton. She's 10 years old, so you know, life happens, you know.
Yeah.
So I just took a break from school and, you know, focused on my daughter. I worked for Whirling Thunder, same, you know, fitness specialist. Then I went to Little Priest and then got my AA. So, you know, I thought I was done. You know, I'm just like, all right, you know, life happened. I'm here. And it was about, what, 2015? Is that when Little Priest started their basketball
basketball.
program?
So yeah.
But I already played JUCO, so I couldn't. I was just kind of helping, you know, working down there, and that was my dad. They asked my dad to be the head women's basketball coach,
Oh, yeah.
so I just helped with their workouts, you know. And then Nelson Wilson, he was the men's coach,
Yep.
and then so I would play ball with their boys, with the men, just because it was, you know, a little quicker pace, what I was used to, and he got mad at me. He was like, pulled me to the side. He's like, "What are you doing here?" I'm like, "My bad, Nelly. I didn't mean to hoop up your boys. You know, I'm just playing ball." He said, "No, what are you still doing here? And why aren't you playing ball anywhere?" I'm like, "I don't know. I know. I'm too old. You know, that's gone. You know, that goal is gone." He's
Yeah.
like, "No, you need to play ball." So I was like, you know, okay. He made a call down in College of St. Mary in Omaha.
Okay.
And they said, "Come down, try out, you know, see what you got." So I went down there, showed them res ball, and you know, I mean,
snap.
they fell in love. I mean,
Yeah.
they offered me a scholarship on the spot.
Nice.
Higher ed chipped in, covered everything.
Man.
So I free schooling, you know,
Nice.
got my bachelor's.
The crazy thing about it is that you said, you know, all that stuff that you went through already, Briarcliff and culture shock, and you come back home, working, going to Little Priest, finishing up, got your AA, you know, having your daughter, all that kind of stuff. That already seems like a full adventure right there.
Right.
You know what I mean? That sounds like a full adventure for a collegiate athlete, you know, young lady like yourself, right there. But go ahead and carry on, because I know your story's not done.
It's never done. It's
Yeah.
never over. No, so where was I? Okay, so we get to College of St. Mary, full ride scholarship. Again, it's culture shock, but I'm adapted now. You know, I'm a little older.
Yeah, older,
Sure,
more,
yeah.
more
Probably,
mature.
probably the oldest on the team.
Yeah.
No, but don't let that scare you. So ended up finishing out my 2 years there. Both years we had I was a GPAC all conference honorable mention,
Okay.
number
Yeah.
3 in the nation for 3-point shooting
Yeah.
percentage. I mean, and this is me, like 24 years old, you know.
Yeah.
These girls are 18, 19, fresh out of high school, and yeah,
No
I
kids.
just living the dream, you know.
Yeah.
And I had the support too. I mean, that's a big part of it too, is your support, your family.
That is huge, especially like, you know, going to school down in Omaha, having to be down in Omaha all the time, and you know, I'm sure you thank Tyler every day, and you thank your daughter and your parents every day
Yeah.
for helping out. That's good. That's good
Yeah.
for
It is
It
success.
is a lot
right there.
easier too. I mean, down in Omaha, you're farther. What's the word I'm looking for? Far enough away
Yeah.
to be away from home, but yet close enough to be
Right.
from home.
And I had dorm down there, and I commuted a lot, and then I'm working too, because you know, I gotta make ends meet too.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I'm working still at Whirling Thunder.
Yeah.
So anyway, flash forward, I got my degree in 2017,
Yes, indeed.
my bachelor's, and then I mean, everything kind of fell into place. It was just like, hey, this position opened up for Whirling Thunder, the wellness director. I mean, it allowed me to apply, because
Yeah.
you need a bachelor's, higher education to get that director position.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
That's what I did, and I'm still here at Whirling Thunder. I guess you can call me a lifer.
Yeah.
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 You know, like just the position you hold down here, it's always good to have leadership in amongst these programs from our own people. You know, that's why I look around and I see a lot of our own people in leadership positions in their departments or whatnot. You know, a lot of times way back in the day, or not even way back in the day, but a lot of times back in the day, that we always had a non-native running our departments.
Yeah.
And it was because of that exact reason that they were the ones that had the bachelor's degrees and stuff like that. But like, you know, you just rewind it not too long back, like just right before you guys all went through college and everything like that. You know, that's when Winnebago really started like producing college graduates. You know?
Right. It's a
And
big
before
deal,
that,
you
before
know?
that, it wasn't like that. You know, I mean, I don't know. We could all have our own opinions on what started that. You know, I know one thing that I'm not going to give him full credit for, but I know that when Lance Morgan moved back here and they started HCI up and stuff like that, they always talked about pushing education. Then everybody just kind of followed suit. Right? Then now you got, you know, we got 50 graduates from high school, and I think over half of those kids are all signed up for college already. You
Right.
know?
It's
And so like
mind-blowing.
you guys are setting a really good example for these young ones right now. And I know that we talked a little bit about this before too. Is you know, you might not think this because you're a young lady, still kind of, you know, making all these moves, not even in your prime yet, you know. But and then there's a lot of other young ones that got the degrees out there that hold positions as directors or supervisors, whatnot. You know, myself personally, I always tell my wife that those positions are, you know, you're a leader in your community. You know, you might not be on tribal council, but you're a tribal leader there. You know, no matter how you look at it,
Right.
but in your own profession. And so, like Whirling Thunder, man, they're just so, I know they're just so grateful of having you. You know, not only just working throughout your education, but getting done, then not jumping ship and just staying there. You know.
Yeah.
And then you get to see everything internally and stuff like that needs to happen there to make it better. And then all of a sudden you're getting your degree at the same time. Shoot, that's a win-win for Winnebago right there.
For sure.
You know? And so yeah, so that's.
And I'm not done yet.
No, and you're not. So then that brings me to my next question. Then, so what does the future hold for Pilar Aldrich?
This December I'll graduate with my master's in organizational management
Nice.
with the emphasis on human performance, wellness management, and then a certificate in strength and conditioning. So that's like my
where you
ultimate
going
goal.
first? Where you taking those classes at? Pilar?
Wayne State College.
Wayne State.
Yep. So I'm at Wayne right now and
A lot
pushing
of
through.
Online? A lot of online? or you
Yeah,
gotta
the
go
whole
there?
thing's online,
everything's
so
online?
that's more convenient for me.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I got my little ones, and yeah, I mean, I have some things in the future lined up. I want to get going for Winnebago, especially in the strength and conditioning for our athletes. You know, even our adults, older adults, all populations. You know, I want to improve the health and wellness in Winnebago.
That's
good.
great. That's great. You know, you sound just like your daddy. Because
I wish.
back in the day when I worked for Whirling Thunder, me and your dad worked for Whirling Thunder at the same
Yep.
time. We did different kinds of coaching. He did a lot of the boxing. I did the basketball, and you know, and we did the fitness training and all that kind of stuff. You know, then we got older and, you know, just kind of moved on to different things and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But when we talked about diabetes prevention, your dad sounds exactly how you sound right now. And I know that he still lives that way too. So
Yeah.
you know, you had good teachings growing up, and you know, whether it was your parents or yourself or your friends or your daughter, fiance, you know, whoever pushed you to get to where you're at right now, they did a good job.
I got
I'm really
I got a
happy
question
that-
about the fiance part. I didn't even get
Oh,
no
my
invite.
God.
Did you guys get an invite? I didn't get an invite.
I didn't even make the
guys are-
invites. That's
these
how
guys-
I don't even have no time to do that.
these guys
Hey,
run
here's
that.
the
Hey.
invite. All right.
Yeah, because
everybody sees it.
Buff said that it don't count. The marriage don't count unless he's invited.
Yeah, I said you guys are down Florida, belly flopping in the ocean. I couldn't even get a damn invite around here.
Hey, they're coming. They're on their way.
right.
No. Oh, I do have one announcement.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
go.
So remember I mentioned Coach JJ.
Yeah, Coach
my,
JJ.
My JUCO coach out of Kansas. He's actually going to be here on July 17th. He's going to run a camp for junior high and high school. boys
Nice.
and girls basketball.
Nice.
So that'll be at the public school.
July 17th, and I'm sure that you guys are going to get a flyer out soon.
Yep, the flyer is in the works.
So, ladies and gentlemen, any of you guys interested for your children to get into this basketball camp coming up on July
17th.
17th.
Yep.
Make sure and keep your ears open, eyes open,
Flyer
and
be
we'll
out soon.
definitely get the flyer out and put
Yep,
it on the Big Voice
sure.
Facebook page. So you guys just keep your eyes open for that. Well, what time you got, Bo?
55.
All right. So I guess one thing unrelated. Well, first of all, thanks for sharing with us your story, Pilar.
No
Not
problem.
too many people get to hear your story. You know, I mean, you might get it in passing or your relatives and stuff like
Yeah.
that. You know, but like even myself, I didn't know everything
Me neither.
of the story, but I wanted to hear that. I wanted to hear what where you ended up going to school, what caused you to do your transfers over to here, and what caused you to finish. What was your motivations? Those are the things that I want to know.
Yeah.
And so now everybody got to hear that, and not just me. So we all know.
Yeah, thanks
So
for asking.
so yeah, thanks for coming in and sharing. And then I wanted just to mention, because we got just a couple minutes left on the show, I wanted to mention. Did you guys watch the College World Series?
I didn't get
Some
to
of
see
it
none.
at all? Any of it?
I did not.
But how about, did you guys see any posts or anything like that? I actually shared a post from IndianSports.com, and it was from the World Series down in Omaha, of all the flags that were representative of native country down here.
Oh, wow.
And I believe there were like 16 or 20 flags represented down here, including the Omaha tribe.
Nice. I didn't even see that.
And if you guys can go and look on the Big Voice Facebook page and just scroll down and check it out. But there's a little write up about it. IndianSports.com.
Okay.
I went and
Born
wrote
and
that
raised
up.
down
Check
in
that out.
Baton Rouge, though, just to let you guys know.
Born and raised in Baton Rouge.
Did LSU win it?
Oh yeah, they did.
Did they win it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys and you listeners. If you guys can just go ahead and check that Facebook page out. It's really interesting. It's showing all the young native athletes that we have around Indian country playing at the level of the College World Series. So yeah, go and check that out. I think you guys will find that very interesting.
And then we got our little guys playing tonight. Baseball. I mean, this is dreams are made of, you know?
Yeah, but right behind
never
us,
know.
ladies and gentlemen, the field's all ready. The Winnebago boys 12 and under Broncos team is hosting the Homer 12 and under baseball team. I think it's the second round of the end of the season tournament. So Winnebago's trying to come off with a win tonight.
Playoffs.
What did I say?
Yeah.
You said
End of
end
the
of your
season.
tournament. So
Oh, end of your playoff tournament.
there you go.
Like I said.
Difference.
Coach
Yeah.
Hughes will be doing the play-by-play, I believe.
So yeah, so here in a few minutes, Coach Huge is gonna take over the live feed here and go through a pregame about the upcoming game between the two Broncos teams. I'm really excited about Winnebago hosting the event tonight.
It's Coach Hughes right there.
Coach Huge is walking by right there.
There he is.
Uh,
Ears
we
start
also
bleeding.
got
He walked out.
that door over at the concession stand opened up and it smelled like buttery popcorn and Buff like start floating over there like Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah. And then Hughes comes out with the skinless glizzy. I don't know.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening in to this Big Voice Sports Talk Show. I'm your host, Coach Q. Alongside me is my big brother Buff over here. We have DJ Besame and DJ Guaranteed back there on all the electronics. And then we were joined tonight by Jared Doxey, the new Winnebago All-American, as a 9th grader going into 10th grade. That's the thing, though. He's 9th going into 10th grade, and he beat those seniors down here. So really excited to see what's going to be in the near future for that young man.
Yep.
And then also joined here by our very own Miss Pilar Aldrich. I'd say an icon or a staple of our community at this point in time in the realm of fitness. So, ladies and gentlemen, that will wrap it up for the Big Voice Sports Talk Show. And we will join you guys next week
See you guys next
at
week.
the same time.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Play hard, we work.